Today, we've got a huge show. We'll review Portal 2 and preview id's long-awaited shooter, Rage.
Plus, we've got Street Fighter, Cross Tekken, Captain America, and the best Android games. X-Play starts right now.
Hello and welcome to X-Play. I'm Adam Sessler. Now, if you stick around till the end, there will be cake.
There will, we promise. I'm Morgan Webb.
Now, coming up on today's show, GLaDOS returns in Valve's long-awaited Portal 2, and we'll tell you if it lives up to our wildly overblown expectations.
Plus, we'll go hands-on with the movie, tie-in Captain America Super Soldier, and see what's in store for Capcom's take on their Street Fighter Tekken crossover.
All right, but first, it's time to check out id's latest.
You guys, check it out. I got Portal 2.
We already got Portal 2. I reviewed it. I already finished it.
Yeah, but I got the Championship Edition. It has a functioning portal gun in it.
Why is there an accent over the E?
Why is there an E?
Oh, I got it in
in
Mexico out of a truck because things like steroids and portal guns are way cheaper down there. I think there's a trigger. As soon as I can figure this out, I think we can make some portals on the show.
Okay, that's great. Rage has everything. It has multiplayer, co-op, car combat, horrible mutants, a post-apocalyptic setting, gambling.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
Here's a preview.
I think it's if I just put my fist in like this.
You can find what you need in the dead city.
So I just got the opportunity to play Rage, and it controls very, very well.
The cornerstone of Rage and id Tech 5 is 60 hertz game. Now, not a lot of people know what that means, but basically, we run our logic and physics faster than most other games. So when you push that button on your controller, you get instant feedback.
The AI between sort of the just kind of bad thugs in the game than the mutants who are more animalistic in their approaches, it does seem to have effects on what you're expecting from the combat from the player.
Yes, and that's one of the goals of Rage. Because a lot of the bandits are humanoid, there's only so much that humans can do. So the great thing about the mutants and the Authority is they spice up the combat.
Let's talk about something that you guys finally revealed here at this event, and that is the multiplayer. What I think might be one of the most daring moves I've seen from a developer. You guys, the creators of the first-person shooter, and pretty much the deathmatch online experience, have decided not to do that with Rage and are focusing on car combat.
When we looked at Rage, and we looked at the epic single-player experience, we felt that the classic id deathmatch did not fit. We had this really cool vehicle combat, and we do have cool guns on your vehicles, and you're shooting your buddies. And you're also trying to reach these rally points. So there's this kind of racing feel to it as well.
If you're looking for fame, if you're looking for glory, prove yourself on the dusty ice.
Then, if your buddy comes over to your house, you want to play some split screen, and we have these really cool co-op missions. That's the classic on foot, shoot 'em up.
Together, shooting people in the face.
Yes, yes. Every time we change what people expect from us, we're a bit nervous, But if we deliver a game that is kick-ass, that really is compelling, and people see that this multiplayer offering, which is different, which is not the same thing that all these other games are doing, that's old. We're doing something new. They'll see the game as a whole and appreciate what a perfect combination it is. We're id Software. We created the first-person genre. The games have changed, but the spirit of the team, the spirit of what it is and what a first-person shooter is, lies in Rage.
To talk about how great their iPhone is, how they play Angry Birds and Tiny Wings, and what new apps they have. Hate to break it to you Apple snobs, but some people don't worship at the throne of Jobs. I have an Android, as do millions of others, and if you're in the club, here are 5 games I think you'll like. I don't want to play favorites when it comes to my favorite Android games, so I will be PC with my list. Here are 5 recommended free Android games in reverse alphabetical order, starting with the letter S. Number 5. In Stupid Zombies, you are a gun-wielding smarty pants trying to kill as many zombies with as few bullets as possible. The destruction you dish out is so squishy and satisfying, you'll challenge yourself to kill rows of them with just one shot. Number 4, Game Dev Story. The classic sim model has been applied to the game developer's office. You must hire and train your staff, create exciting new titles, and avoid financial ruin on your quest to earn the Game of the Year award. Play through 3 years of development in the free version and pay around $5 to continue your story. Number 3. Crazy Snowboard may be on the iPhone too, but don't hold that against it. The Android tilt sensor controls your border, and the on-screen sensor areas will pull off tricks and get big air. Rack up points to earn new borders, new gear, and new tricks. You'll be amazed at what your phone can do. Number 2 is Cordy, a highly polished classic 2D platformer. Cordy is a cute electric power source who charges up doors and portals. A dash of Sonic the Hedgehog with a touch of Little Big Planet, Cordy is an amazing deal, especially for free. Number 1 is Alchemy. Starting out with the 4 classic elements of earth, water, fire, and air, you'll combine them to create hundreds of items. There is a certain logic to the combinations, but experimenting is key, so combine away. And be sure to share your answers for the greater good of all Android alchemists everywhere.
So they're on the iPhone as well. Shut up! Coming up on XPlay, we've got a review of Portal 2.
Warning, do not point at pregnant women or male genitalia.
Right. Plus, we're going to go hands-on with Captain America Super Soldier and preview Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Did you plug this in and charge it?
Of course I did. I did not. No, I didn't. No.
Twitter. Captain America is due in theaters this summer, and with it comes a brand new video game that lets you take on Hydra and everyone's favorite villain, the Red Skull. Our resident comic book fanatic, Blair Herder, got a hands-on demo.
Captain America Super Soldier puts you in the boots of the iconic comic book character at a time when he's needed most. With Hydra and the Red Skull hell-bent on world domination, you're gonna need brains, brawn, and a whole lot of Super Soldier serum to make it out alive. Grab your shield, because we're going to war.
I am here with Morgan Roberts, the prettier Morgan, on XPlay today. Sorry. He's a producer, Sega of America, talking about Captain America. Morgan, first thing I have to ask you, I'm assuming that this is directly tied into the movie. Are we talking about the same story here, or is this a completely separate thing?
It's actually a completely different, separate story. So one of the things early on that we did is talk to Marvel about trying to tell a unique story, not exactly the origin stories, which is what the movie's more about, and more like Steve Rogers already become Captain America. He's out on a mission. What is it like to be or play as Captain America?
What exactly is going on here? Tell me how he uses the shield and all that.
Sure. Well, just to even start, Captain America is a great video game character. So we tried to ground his combat in what we call a contextual combat system. So if someone's coming at him from the left and he uses a shield to block him, he can then counter to the guy on the right and then grab the third guy and then turn around and do attacks on all three of them all at once.
And let's talk about the upgrades. I mean, he came out of the Super Soldier program. He's already a super badass, but you gotta be able to upgrade him. So he's collecting intel points, and then you can use it for upgrades, correct?
That's exactly right. We call him intel, and the idea is that the more he learns about his enemies, the better he is against them. So he starts off, say, with a shield that he can block with, or he can ricochet bullets with, or he can throw it at a guy. Well, you can upgrade it to throw it at 2 guys, or 3 guys, or even 4 guys, and hit them all down in a row. Okay. So all that stuff kind of grows over time. You get the full arsenal of what Cap can do.
I don't know, and let's talk about the focus bar. This is something I see as you unlock new things. It says you need to use 1 focus bar for this. Explain that to me.
The idea is that as you use the different abilities I just mentioned, like the dodging or the counters, you build up your focus bar slowly over time. So just fighting guys, you're going to do that, but as long as you do even more spectacular moves, you'll build it up even faster, which will then allow you to do even more spectacular moves after that. So the first set is using just 1 bar. We call it Crippling Strike. It's just a combination of buttons, and real quickly he'll take out a guy in a single hit. He'll even grab the guy, turn him around, and do what we call Weaponize. That uses 2 bars. And the idea behind there is if a guy brings a gun to a fight, Cap's not going to use his own gun. He's going to take your gun and use it against you.
One of the things I saw that was pretty unique, there was a point where if you lose your way, you almost go into a tactical mode. to figure out what's going on.
He's more of like a gymnast, right? He's very acrobatic. And so we tried to tie that into almost like a parkour movement style through the environment. Well, it can sometimes be hard to see, like, what can I interact with, right? So then you use the tactical pulse, as we call it, or tactical vision, and everything in the environment assesses tactically that he can use this sort of object. So you'll see a line of objects one after another, and then he can do his parkour or acrobatic movement along it.
Well, Morgan, thank you so much for bringing it in, man.
Sure,
Looks
thanks for
really
having
cool.
me.
And you guys can check it out July 19th on every system you own, the 360, the PS3, the Wii, the DS, not the N-Gage, because nobody owns that. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Blair. Thank you. If you're busy trying to juggle Super Street Fighter 4 and Marvel vs. Capcom 3, guess what? Capcom's got yet another fighting game on the way. And this one is a crossover with Namco's Tekken series. Here's a preview. Fighting fans, Capcom is gearing up to unleash another 1-2 combo guaranteed to knock you off your feet. Street Fighter Cross Tekken and the Arcade Edition update to Super Street Fighter 4. Here to give us all the details is producer Yoshinori Ono.
So for all the fans, I'm sure you're wondering, who are the characters we can expect to see in Street Fighter Cross Tekken? I think the characters we revealed today give you a pretty good idea of the kind of direction we're headed in. More importantly, we're just scratching the surface. The grand total of characters will be significantly larger. So if your favorite hasn't been announced yet, do not despair.
In addition to seeing some of your Street Fighter and Tekken favorites, expect a new fight mechanic to up the ante in each of your bouts. Let's just say good things come in pairs.
So basically, the pairs that we showed in the trailer work well both character-wise and story-wise. But we're not going to force the user to only use those pairs. You'll be able to team up with any character you want. For example, you could have a dream collaboration, so to speak, with Kazuya and Ryu on one hand, or an alternate ladies team with Nina and Chun-Li. The combinations are essentially up to you, so you'll have plenty of freedom and variety to play with.
As far as the controls go, the game will accommodate both the traditional 4-button Tekken control setup and the standard 6-button Street Fighter configuration. So fans on both camps should have no problem acclimating themselves to each fighter. Street Fighter Cross Tekken won't arrive until sometime next year. Fortunately, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition should give you the fix you need to whet your appetite before then.
We've added 4 characters we think make the game more interesting. We've beefed up the online features a lot. We've added a lot of things to the replay channel. You can add certain search conditions for matchmaking and endless battle mode. You can follow specific people, etc., etc. It's all the things people wanted in Super Street Fighter 4.
Excellent additions indeed. Look forward to Street Fighter Cross Tekken releasing sometime in 2012 and Super Street Fighter Arcade Edition lighting up your console this summer.
What a waste of $400. 7 paychecks. After the break, don't miss our review of one of the year's most anticipated games, Portale 2. Fun fact, kids, the game was accidentally revealed on XPlay at GDC in 2008. As a matter of fact, it was so accidental, we didn't even realize it happened. Oh, guys, it works! Adam, come here! Come here, stick your face in here. I want to see what's in there. Adam! No, seriously, come on. I want to see it. It looks kind of dark, but I want to see what's going on in there. Anybody? Come on. You know you want to see what's on the other side of that thing. Look at it.
I'm not going inside there. That is all Adam. Go.
No, I'm gonna go sterile. My boys need to swim.
Welcome back. All right, it's no secret that Portal is a masterpiece. It is short and simple, yet intricate and insanely replayable.
Hey, great writing, fantastic gameplay, everything you could want in a video game.
How do you follow it up? More cake, more songs?
Funny robots are a good start. Here's our review of Portal 2.
Smells weird in there.
Oh, this is brilliant. We go wherever we want.
Portal 2 is one of those experiences that make us thrilled to be game reviewers. It undoubtedly ranks among the best games ever made, and that's even factoring in the high expectations you certainly have. Yep, it's that good.
Go team!
Story-wise, this takes place well after the first game. You've been in a coma since the events of Portal 1.
Ah! Oh, God. You look good. Looking good, actually.
You meet up with a sidekick named Wheatley, who is played by British funny man Stephen Merchant.
In order to escape, we're going to have to go through her chamber, and she will probably kill us.
It's not long before you unwittingly resurrect GLaDOS, your old antagonist.
I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered me.
Comedy is subjective, but that being said, if you don't find this game funny, we really don't want to know you.
Get ready to catch me, all right, on the off chance that I'm not dead the moment I pop off this thing. Let's go on 1 this time. Okay, ready? 1. Catch me, get out! Ow.
But the writing is just one part of what makes this great. Every facet of Portal 2 is extremely polished. The difficulty curve is excellent. Although some of this looks hard at first glance, developers turn up the challenge gradually so you don't feel left behind.
I forgot how good you are at this.
The sequel introduces a new element. There are now viscous liquids that you can use to your advantage. The blue gel makes you bounce, the red one makes you speedy, and the white one allows portals to be shot onto previously portal-resistant surfaces. The single player clocks in at around 8 to 10 hours and is a satisfying amount of game for the money.
You should now feel mentally reinvigorated.
Additionally, you get about 7 hours of co-op gameplay with no AI option. You can only play with a real person either in split screen or online. While the heady puzzles of Portal 2 may not be for absolutely everyone, it undeniably deserves a place among the greatest games of all time.
Well done. Here come the test results. You are a horrible person. That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that.
This game is so good, we can honestly say we're proud to have reviewed it. How often do you hear that on XPlay?
Great job, astronaut, war hero, and/or Olympian.
Portal 2 gets a 5 out of 5.
Oh, well done.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Oh, good. It's a game that lived up to the hype. You reviewed it.
Yes.
I mean, it's a strong game, but where do you think its strengths are?
Well, okay, so the learning curve is actually amazing. It is incredibly well designed. So you're never unprepared for a difficult puzzle. You may not know the answer, and that doesn't mean that it's easy, but you know that you have all of the tools. It's also incredibly consistent visually, so you can look for clues around the environment. You never have to make an awkward jump or do something that's really difficult or unnatural. Like, everything you need is in front of you, easily accessible, and all you need to do is use your noggin to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I find that just step away from the TV if you're stuck, step back, and the answer will be there.
Yeah.
A lot of people try not to call it a puzzle game because it has a story. It has incredible writing, probably.
But a puzzle game can have a story.
I know, well, but they seem to be the only ones that really seem to do that.
Right. Well, it is these very spatial 3D puzzles, and you're moving through an environment, so that makes a story. I mean, nobody wants a puzzle game where it's like Dr. Mario, and then they're trying to cram a story down your throat.
Because he's a doctor, blocks are falling.
Yeah, it's like
exactly.
They left it at that, which is good. But if you're like, and then the doctor heals the next patient, like nobody wants that.
The writing in this game, I don't know if we're going to see much that's going to be able to match the quality and the humor that's important too.
Also, the characters themselves, and I don't want to spoil it too much because the game really takes you on a lot of twists and turns, and you're going to be surprised up until like the last second of the game. You just never know what's coming next, and that's an amazing feat, you know, in itself.
Now, I think this is one of the few games to catch on to the show Double Dare with the use of goo throughout it. I mean, how does that open things up? That was something that was not used in Portal 1.
Love the goo. It is so much fun. You have to figure out how to basically spread this goo around. And it also shows how beautiful the game is. When you walk up to the goo, it's just the right amount of shiny and tactile, and it looks like it's sticky, and then you levitate it through, and the way the fluid dynamics work is amazing.
It opens up the way that you approach the puzzles with, you know, the different goos allowing for different effects.
Yeah, you feel like you have more control, but you really don't. I mean, they have a plan, and you're gonna...
Valve has a plan.
They have a
they'll never
plan
do. They're
for
just
you.
so whimsical over there. Also, co-op is brand new to the series. How does that work?
So it's a totally different campaign. You play as Atlas and Peabody, so you're these two basically robots, and so when you die, you just pop back up, and it's about 7 hours.
That's sizable.
It's sizable. And so the single player is about like 8 to 10 probably. Co-op was 7 hours. So, and there is a story payoff that kind of ties in, and there is something that's going to pay off probably in Portal 3. So, it's definitely worth checking out with a friend. There's no AI option though.
So obviously it's a good game. It sounds like
Yeah.
this is actually one of the best games that we're going to be playing this year.
It absolutely is. I definitely say this is one of the great games. This is one of the best games ever
I'm
made.
about halfway through it, and I have to say, everything I'm seeing, I agree with you 100%.
One of the greats.
All right. Let's go to Blair,
Yeah.
who's about to bend the laws of space and time with his own portal gun.
Oy.
This should be good.
Good news for Portal fans, great news for us. One of the interns here, they've decided to be our very own test subject.
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to hear what you want because it's for college credit. Stick your face in the blue portal. Do it.
Don't we need an orange portal?
Where are you? What do you see?
That looks kind of funny in there. Oh, you know what? Yeah, orange portals. I got a button right here. It says orange portal.
Next week on X-Play, prepare for a journey like no other. We'll take you inside one of the year's biggest games, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Plus, we've got your first look at Hawken, an indie mech shooter that will blow you away. Then don't miss the return of two very special agents. It's Bob and Steve. All that and more, don't miss it.
It's your turn to call the parents.
Fair enough. You did it last time.
Well, and next week, just put a bright spin on things.
Exactly.
Skyrim, Elder Scrolls V.
Yes.
I saw it. It gives me happiness unlike anything else.
Thanks for watching X-Play.
Cut my head off. I'm sorry.